but you love me anyway. It's like nothing in life that I've ever known. Yes, you love me anyway. Oh Lord, how you love me. Today we read in John that the Jews continue to assign guilt to Jesus. Guilt that could work to soften their own hearts if they only turned it inward and let it show them their own missteps. As Jesus expounds on their errors in living and understanding the law they claim to protect, they grow ever more resistant to accepting the truth and the guilt that would surely come with it. Sister Joan Chittister makes a unique and perhaps overdue case for allowing and experiencing feelings of guilt. She writes, "You can't absolve the Irish, the old joke goes. They feel guilty for everything and sorry for nothing." It took me years to understand the implications of that remark, but I finally got the point. Confession, penance, atonement all have to do with wrongdoing, not wrong thinking. There's a message there for all of us, perhaps. There's a difference between good guilt and bad guilt, between real guilt and false guilt. To grow as human beings, we need to be able to tell one from the other. Guilt has gone out of fashion in the Western world. That's a shame. So much good comes out of guilt. Without it, what would ever drive us to change our lives for the better when we find ourselves losing our grip on conscience and conviction? We so often focus more on either denial or punishment than we do on the vision and the wisdom that can come out of recognizing our weakness and rededicating our lives to the values we hold and the ideals we seek. This society is much more inclined, it seems, to talk about personal growth than about personal guilt. More about strategies for self-promotion than about development of inner vision. And the imbalance shows, both in the moral chaos that marks our social system and in the lack of moral limits that result from our almost fanatical pursuit of self-development in a highly individualistic culture. It's not difficult to understand what spawned the situation, of course. Disdainful of one extreme, we have developed another and lost some of the most important spiritual wisdom in the lexicon of the human race as a result. A highly religious culture with roots in Jainism and Puritanism, we experience the fear and self-loathing that comes out of the hell and damnation sermons, darkly inflated concentration on human sinfulness, and the loss of the sense of natural human goodness. To combat such negative and exaggerated disdain of the human condition, we created an environment that confuses the moral, the immoral, and the amoral. Now few people feel guilty about anything. It may be time to rediscover the glory of guilt and the mental and spiritual health that comes from it. Or is the notion of human responsibility just a myth? Today, let's take a moment and examine our conscience one more time on our Lenten journey. If we're feeling guilt, it's for a reason, and maybe we can figure out how to better ourselves instead of just ignoring it. I am the thorn in your crown, but you love me anyway. I am the sweat from your brow, but you love me anyway. I am the nail in your wrist, but you love me anyway. I am Judas's kiss, but you love me anyway. See, now I am the man who yelled out from the crowd for your blood to be spilt on this earth-shaking ground. Yes, and and I turn away with a smile on my face, with this sin in my heart, tried to bury your grace. Then alone in the night, I still call out for you, so ashamed of my life, my life, my life. But you love me anyway. Oh.